Here. All right. Yeah, we'll see if these redeem the diarrhea question. I'm not sure.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not sure. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Daryl. Welcome to the Story Geeks Live Show. On tonight's show, we're answering mostly questions submitted to us by our friend Jim.
Yeah, that's right. 2 emails worth of questions.
That's right.
Which you could all be doing, by the way. You could all be submitting us questions at our email address, thestorygeeks@gmail.com. But only Jim is doing that, and we love Jim, but all the rest of you guys need to get on it.
No guilt trip.
No guilt trip, though. I mean, or don't if you don't want to. I mean,
That's right.
we do really want you to join the conversation, though, because tonight we're not only are we answering Jim's question, one of Jim's questions was a fantastic question, which is what are our top 10 spaceships?
That's right.
Which is amazing.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I was typing.
No worries.
I'm moderating comments as well. So.
Yeah. We'll definitely have conversation in the comments. So, top 10 spaceships, going to be really, really fun. And we want you to participate. So as we go like, hey, now our top 10. You say what yours comes in at 10. You say what yours comes in at 9. You say what yours comes in at 8. So definitely be making notes
But
throughout
not
the
7.
podcast.
Don't do 7.
We're skipping 7. Why not? So definitely leave us comments. We love it when you make comments. And please subscribe too. Make sure you subscribe. A lot of people swing by, they see what we're doing, they forget to subscribe, and then when we do a surprise live show, you don't see it. So make sure you do that. As always, the Story Geeks podcast or the Story Geeks live show is produced by the Reclamation Society. So should we dive into the questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So we'll have to see if Jim even remembers asking these questions.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah. First question from Jim. Great question. Would you like to see a Grand Admiral Thrawn movie? And if so, who would you cast? Or if not, who would you cast?
I barely know who that character is. I mean, I do know. I know. Is it Clone Wars or Rebels?
Rebels.
It's Rebels. Okay.
But he was in. This is so. For those of you who don't know who Grand Admiral Thrawn is, Grand Admiral Thrawn actually appeared in the novels that came after Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
Or during in that series. So he was a fan favorite because he's sort of like a strategic genius.
Yeah.
And
he's got a comic now too.
Oh, he does.
He does. Yeah.
Perfect. So then he was kind of lost because canon moved on from that timeline until Rebels came in, and he shows up in Rebels. Now I haven't seen Rebels, so I don't know exactly what his character is like in Rebels, but I did read those former books. So with that, do you want to see a movie?
Sure. We're getting Star Wars movies on everything else now, so why not?
Yeah. Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
I kind of want to see that more than I want to see a Han Solo movie.
Yeah, it would be kind of fun to see something different, right?
Yeah.
See something different and see what's going on. So my answer is basically the same as yours. Actually, the first thing I had written down was sure. And I'm like, well, why am I saying that? So I actually put that anytime you have a great character, which Admiral Thrawn is a great character, it always makes sense to put that character in a great story. It's not always easy to find a great story, as we well know. But I'm game for a Thrawn movie, especially if it means that Thrawn plays a bigger role in the First Order. Now I don't know. I don't know if he dies in the canon or what happens there. But I think Hux is kind of a weakling. But you put Kylo Ren up against or in partnership with Grand Admiral Thrawn, and that's really intense. So I would love to see him involved in the First Order. But I haven't seen Rebels, so I don't know if he dies or if he lives.
I haven't seen that part of Rebels. I've only seen a little bit.
So who would you cast as Grand Admiral Thrawn?
I just don't know him that well enough to know. I mean, Monty says Cumberbatch, which
that was my first
based
answer.
on what I've seen, sounds like a good call.
That was my first answer, Monty. But I switched it up. I actually did Tom Hiddleston. Because I think Tom Hiddleston would be awesome in that role. Because Tom Hiddleston basically...
He would be.
He basically, I think he can play so basically, let's break down the criteria for Grand Admiral Thrawn. Must be tall and skinny. Because basically Grand Admiral Thrawn is sort of like... why was he slipping my name?
Why is he slipping your
name? No, the dude that's in...
Why can't you say words?
Tarkin. Yes. T-words. lots of Grand Moff T-words. Tarkin. He's kind of Tarkin looking, but he's alien. So he has a blue skin. Yeah. So I think you need somebody who's fairly tall. You need someone who can portray intelligence at a very, very, very high level, I think Tom Hiddleston would be great at that. My other one was Cumberbatch. I thought Cumberbatch would be awesome too.
How about Jeff Goldblum?
Jeff Goldblum can play anything. Why not? Let's throw Jeff Goldblum in. He's like, we should go get those rebels. I don't have a Jeff Goldblum impersonation. I wish I did. Being on a Jeff Goldblum podcast with Network 1901, the famous Network 1901, and the host with the most, Josh Taylor. I don't know who's commenting.
That's him. He's watching.
Oh, okay. Hey, Josh. Let us know. So, just a real quick shout out. Tomorrow I will be at Dapper Day at Disneyland. And most of the reason I'm going is to support Network 1901 and Modern Mouse Boutique and my friends Josh and Angie. If you saw the Disney Pixar Bracket Challenge, you met them because they have a booth at the Dapper Day Expo, and they have super cool products. They have mouse ears that are designed to be real retro. They have bow ties, all kinds of stuff. So you gotta check that out. And thanks for joining us in the comments too.
Yes.
See, I can't look at the comments. I have to let Daryl look at the comments because I get so distracted.
His brain will blow
that it just goes. So we've got Tom Hiddleston, Benedict Cumberbatch. Any other suggestions that have been thrown out? Oh, Jeff Goldblum, of course.
Well, that was more for Josh.
Yeah, which you can catch Goldbluming, by the way, on Network 1901, which I'm on.
Mary says Cillian Murphy. That's a good one.
Yes.
I could see that.
Cillian Murphy would be great at that, yeah.
What about going like a bit of a crazy route and going somebody you wouldn't think could do something like that, like a Bill Hader?
That would be
like, what if he's really
hilarious.
good at it?
He could also do Chewbacca. If you ever heard, you should go Google Bill Hader doing like Chewbacca impersonations. I think he does a Jabba the Hutt impersonation, and they're hilarious. Yeah. So go Google that after this.
Chris Wetzel says Jason Isaacs.
Jason Isaacs.
That could be a good choice.
Who's Jason Isaacs?
He was I'm forgetting the name of the blonde guy from Harry Potter. Malfoy. He was Draco Malfoy's dad. His dad. Lucius Malfoy?
Oh, yeah. That guy would be great, too.
Yeah.
You can just tell, like, most of these guys just have a look about them. That guy looks intelligent and evil. Don't want to mess with him.
So he's British.
Yeah. Guaranteed British. No offense to the Brits out there watching. We love you guys. We're also glad that we're independent from you, though. All right, so knowing the relationship between... This is also from Jim Baldwin. Knowing the relationship between Leia and Vader, does that make the interrogation scene between them in A New Hope more creepy?
So, okay, I went back and watched this. Is this the very brief interrogation scene with the floating probe?
Yep.
I mean, it's already pretty creepy.
We have the same answers. That's really funny. Continue.
Vader doesn't know that she's his daughter at that point, right? This all brought up another question for me. I've never really been clear on how Vader found out that Luke was even his son to begin with. I know he finds out about Leia later in Jedi by reading Luke's mind. Sorry, Jim, this is not your question.
No, this is good. This is good background. Because I don't think that that's ever actually explained in the films.
Yeah.
It's never, because, I mean, basically you have the meeting between Ben Kenobi and you have the meeting between Vader. Mm-hmm. But Ben doesn't say anything to him. Obi-Wan Kenobi doesn't say anything to Vader to indicate that the guy that's running out to the Millennium Falcon is his son. So
Monty says Sidious tells him. Is that in the movie? Any of the movies, or is that like a
here's
in the
thing.
novels and stuff?
Here's the thing. A lot of times Jedi and Sith can detect other Force-sensitive people around them. So it's kind of surprising that he doesn't detect
but can
Leia.
they detect if they're related to them?
Maybe not, but there is lots of I felt this person and I feel like some connection to them. There's a lot of that going on, especially in Legends. So, I'm not sure. Nick Cage would be a great villain.
That's always
Nick Cage would be great at anything, actually. That's the next podcast series that we need to do, Josh, is a Nick Cage series.
Wow.
So I basically said the same thing. I said, I don't think so. It's creepy enough as it is.
It is creepy. That floating ball with the needle.
And it's like the way that it's shot, it's perfect because there's no reveal. It's like the thing starts coming toward her and the door closes.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what?
Yeah.
That sounds terrible. Same thing happens to Han Solo later on. when like the whole thing is coming up towards his face. It's like all needles. You remember that?
Yes.
That's in Empire Strikes Back. So
Yes.
it's a different movie.
Oh.
But the interrogations by the Empire, you do not want to be interrogated by the Empire. That is bad news.
No.
Very, very bad news. So, third question, also from Jim. If you could live as any geek character for a day, who would it be? You can't see my answer because
I missed this one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So if you could live as any geek character for a day, who would it be? Then you missed the last one too. I might not have sent you the email.
Okay, well, you answer this one. I'm going to think about it for a minute.
Okay. For me, and he said sci-fi or comic books.
Okay.
So he's not looking for fantasy as much. So my answer is very easy, and if you listen to our podcast about this film, then you would know why I'm so excited about it. But basically, it's Marty McFly. Marty McFly is awesome because it's a perfect situation. You would already have a hoverboard. You would have access to a time travel machine. You could go anywhere you wanted to go. You could do anything you wanted to do. You like already have a pretty good time in life. Like he's a pretty happy guy. I totally want to be Marty McFly. Marty McFly is amazing.
All right.
That's me.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to go really boring and say Superman.
That's pretty cool.
That's kind of boring, I know, but
Is it the Superman that can make the Earth spin backwards?
for
in time?
sure. Then I could just keep reliving the day
Yeah.
over and over again.
Then as Marty McFly, I
Superman
could keep
forever.
going back. Yeah, I could meet you back in the day.
Yeah.
I know what you did, Superman.
Bill Murray is Superman.
Yeah, exactly.
I just think it'd be cool to fly above everything and like go step in front of bullets and not get hurt by them. That sounds pretty
Have
fun.
him hit you right in the eyeball and
Yeah.
you bounce off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then never throw a punch.
That's right.
Because why would you in that
Because
movie?
why would you?
Or
But then
you-
later on, I'll just punch everything and destroy all the buildings around it.
and then kill people.
Yeah.
Later.
Yeah.
So what about you guys? If you could live as any geek character for one day, who would it be?
Mary says she's surprised you didn't say Indiana Jones.
Oh, so I have the reason why is in the next question.
Okay.
So you have that a little bit.
Indiana
bit of
Jones, it actually sounds terrible to be Indiana Jones. He's constantly running from really creepy stuff.
He
Bugs,
also
snakes, rats.
students,
always got people
students who
shooting
have
at him.
crushes on him. Like that's really bad.
Shia
too.
LaBeouf.
Yeah, it sucks to be Indiana Jones. I think we've figured out why Harrison Ford's characters are such bad fathers.
Yeah.
It's the kids.
It's true.
It's the kids.
It's the kids.
Yeah, it's the kids' fault.
We don't have anybody else throwing out any answers. Oh, okay, here we go. Monty would like to be Captain Kirk. That would be pretty sweet.
Ooh.
And Chris
By the
Wetzel
way,
says Commander Shepard or Master Chief.
Oh, that'd be cool too. Monty left out. He just put James Kirk. He could have put in James T. Kirk. He could have put in James Tiberius Kirk. That'd been cool. That would have been cool. I'm just saying.
Are you questioning his geek cred right now?
No, I'm not questioning his geek cred. I think he has plenty of geek cred.
Jim just said Capt Kirk.
Captain
He
Kirk.
didn't even write out the whole word Captain. So do you want to badmouth him too?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't badmouth.
Or Luke
anybody.
Skywalker, he says.
Luke
Again, Luke
Skywalker's great.
Skywalker sounds. I mean, he's cool. He's a super cool character, but it sounds horrible to be him.
Well, but you could be him and do whatever you wanted to. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you could be Luke and just be like, I'm not gonna go to Octu anyways. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go party it up on Canto Bight.
I'm just gonna go milk aliens and drink their green milk all day.
Yeah, that's bad. That's a bad look. Don't do that. Okay, last question on here before we do a little quick break and talk about some of the stuff we got coming up, and then we get into our main content for the night. But this is the last question on here. If you could live as yourself for a day in any geek universe or world, what would it be? So I'll answer first since you didn't see this question.
Yeah.
So, and this is where Mary said she was surprised I didn't say Indiana Jones, and that is very good to bring out because the first sentence I have here is, my favorite fandom is Indiana Jones. And I do love the 1930s. However, I'm going to go with Star Wars, and I felt like it was much... I know Indiana Jones is unique, and I love Indiana Jones, but the Star Wars universe is so expansive, and there's so many different planets. There's probably a planet in Star Wars that looks like Indiana Jones' world, right? Just because there's everything in Star Wars. So I felt like that would be super cool. Go live in a galaxy far, far away, and you could go. Think of all the places you could go to. There's so many cool Star Wars worlds. There's a lot of desert planets too. Have you ever noticed that?
Lots of desert, lots of snow, lots
Yeah.
of forest. All the planets have their own specific
ecosystem.
landscape. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Our planet, Earth, must be like 10 times the size of most Star Wars planets.
It has way more variety.
Yeah, because if you think about it, we have all the planets that they go to. We have all of those in one planet. Pretty much. Because if you were to be in Beijing right now, it's sort of like being on Coruscant. Kind of. I mean, they have flying cars over there and everything. It's crazy. No, I've been there. They don't have flying cars, but it is very big and crowded. What would you say?
I think I'm surprised at this answer, but I'm gonna go with it. I think I would like to spend time on the Enterprise from the Next Generation series.
Got it.
Holodeck,
Yep.
food replicators, can hang out with Data.
Yeah, ask him questions.
That guy would be fun.
As if he's Google, just ask him questions. Hey, Data.
Yeah. So
how many people are on this ship?
I think that'd be
right
cool.
Now? That would be cool.
Yeah.
Plus you're also visiting a bunch of different locations that are crazy.
True.
Now it's only
as long
for
as
a day,
we stay away from the Borg. Like I want it to be a Borgless day because that sounds really creepy.
A Borgless day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we just skip Klingons for today?
Q could show up. That would be fun. I guess
Q?
Q. You don't remember Q?
No.
Oh man, Q is gosh, how do I describe Q? Star Trek fans, help me out. He's like this I don't know how to describe him.
LeVar Burton.
Have you ever? Do you know who
Which one's
Mr.
that?
Mix's Pitelict is from Superman?
No.
The guy for the imp from another dimension that can just mess with reality and.
No.
Well, Q's kind of like that. Q can change reality, and he's like this super powerful villain that they face from time to time.
You want to hang out with that guy?
No, but I think it would. As long as I don't get hurt, I think
Yeah.
it'd be fun to be on the Next Gen. Mischievous prankster. That's a good thing. That's what Mary calls it.
There you go.
I think it would be fun to be on the ship
Mm.
while he's messing with stuff.
I can see that. I have another question for the people because we got to know like where they would want to be, what universe they would want to be in.
Mhm.
So let us know. What
We got a couple here.
Okay, good. Let's hear
Monty
it.
says he wanted to be a Jaeger pilot in Pacific Rim.
That's
Basically,
pretty
he says
cool.
basically he wants to be John Boyega.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I could see that.
And
I
then,
probably want to be Idris Elba though.
Really? He's dead.
I know, but while he was around,
While he was around,
awesome.
okay. Chris Wetzel says Mass Effect or Star Wars.
Not bad. Not bad.
Jim Baldwin says Star Wars or Star Trek.
So they agrees with us.
He says Star Trek TOS, the original series. I'm guessing that's what that is.
Maybe so.
So
There's so many Star Treks out of this track.
Cody and Sarah say HPU. Oh, Harry Potter universe.
Harry Potter universe.
Yeah, that's a good one. That'd be fun.
I just thought of a different one that I was like, that'd be pretty cool too, and I can't remember what it was now. It was some universe that was, I don't know. It was more fun.
I wouldn't mind like hanging out with the emotions and Inside Out and seeing that whole world. That'd be fun.
Your own emotions, like hanging out with your own.
No, somebody
version of them?
else's. That'd be a little bit too close to home.
Okay, so I have another question for you guys. This is not a Jim question, but a Jim-inspired question. If you were going to live in that universe, the universe that you chose. Oh, I remember what it was. It was Lord of the Rings. I think it'd be cool to be in Middle-earth. That'd be awesome.
Frightening.
Super frightening.
So much danger.
Maybe the Shire. Get a pint with Merry and Pippin. I think
Mary Baldwin said hanging on the island with the Amazons.
oh, yeah, that'd be cool too.
So it's a good that a woman said that and not a guy in the chat.
A single
That'd
guy
be a
might
little
actually say
creepy.
that.
Yeah.
A single guy might actually say that. But a married guy would be in big trouble. Anyways, the question I have, so you picked the universe out there. Now think, what sort of character would you want to be in that universe? So, do you want to be James Tiberius Kirk? Do you want to be Luke Skywalker in the universe? Do you want to be a stormtrooper in the universe? What do you want to be in the universe that you selected? Hufflepuff? You want to be a Hufflepuff, Cody and Sarah?
I want to be Wesley Crusher.
What does he do?
Nothing, but he's always around.
Which one is he?
He was the character that Will Wheaton played. I think he was the son of
Oh, yes.
the counselor.
Will Wheaton.
No, not counselor. The son of the doctor.
Yeah.
Dr. Crusher.
The red-haired lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he didn't do anything, but he was involved with everything. He
Yeah.
saw it all. He was on the bridge. Like,
That's cool.
yeah.
So in my world, this is not a character I would want to be in real life, but in Star Wars, I would want to be a bounty hunter.
Whoa.
I'd be hanging out on Nar Shaddaa, just taking contracts, trying to find Han Solo. Just sounds kind of fun to me. Hey, dude, on this contract, we don't want any disintegrations. Be like, oh, I'm gonna pass. I love disintegrations. Anyways,
Fair.
What about the people? What do the people say?
Okay, Wetzel wants to be an A-wing pilot in the Resistance in Star
Ooh.
Wars.
Okay, in the Resistance.
In the Resistance.
Not the Rebellion.
He says Resistance.
I see where your head's at. I like it.
Mary Baldwin says, I would have to be a good guy. Don't even like watching the husband play Call of Duty when they make them the Germans. Monty says he wants to be the son of a war hero. So he gets a get out of jail free card.
But wait, what world is that in?
Well, if he's John Boyega in Pacific Rim, then he's the son of a war hero. Roger Rabbit in Toontown was thrown out.
Oh, nice.
By Captain Akron.
Oh, what's up, Captain Akron? We see Captain Akron from time to time, I believe, in the Network 1901 live shows.
All right. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
So, and then Chris says you'd have a lot of people chasing after you as a bounty hunter. Which is ironic, because you'd be out there chasing after other people.
Well, it's true, yeah. It's true.
Jim wants to be a gray Jedi or a senior bridge officer on the Enterprise in Star Trek.
Nice. If there's one thing you've learned about being a bounty hunter in the Star Wars universe, it is you always shoot first. You do not go up to somebody and just start like having a conversation about how you've captured them. You just shoot and then you just leave it the rest of fate. That's what I say.
But that is not good advice for life.
Bounty hunting tips 101 on the next Story Geeks podcast. No, that's not good. Don't do that in real life. By the way, I saw a video and somebody posted in a geek group that I'm in. Not the Story Geeks group, but another one. They posted this. It looks exactly like the Han Solo blaster. And it shoots real bullets. And this like gun expert guy is like, I'm gonna try this out. Like, he's like blowing stuff away. It was crazy. So watch yourself. If someone is doing cosplay, don't assume the gun is fake.
Oh,
you never know. You never know. And then at the end of it, he seemed like a nice guy. Because when I saw that, I was like, what kind of gun thing is this gonna be? You know, today's world is very polarized. It's very intense. I just didn't want any of that. I was like, I'll watch it. The guy seemed like a nice guy. Anyways, they handed him a Stormtrooper blaster rifle at the end of it. He's like, next week we're gonna shoot this thing. I'm like, how many guns out there are replicants of what we see in the world? I don't know.
The cosplay thing is frightening because there's so much you could get away with. Like, I would love to hear the horror stories from conventions on how many people they catch. And
like kind of real weapons? Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
It's like, I don't care if you're a level 10 dwarf. You cannot have that axe, sir. Please take that axe somewhere else. Fortunately, at Dapper Day, I hear there's no sort of weaponry. It's just happy people.
It's just dapperness.
That's right. Jim has a new question.
We did get a new question from Jim. Do we want to take that on?
Yeah, let's take it on. It'll be the last question, and we'll transition into our second half of the show.
Okay. He says, if you could take any character from any universe and put them in a completely different universe, what would you do?
So take any character, put them in a different universe, and have them interact with that universe?
Yes.
Huh. Oh, that's a good one. This is what's hard about being on the live shows. It's like, if you don't have an answer right then, you're like kind of like have to scramble. So I don't want to see... How different do you want the universes to be? Do you want to go from like Marvel to DC and just see how that works, or do you want to go from like Marvel to Star Wars?
Do you want to put like Harry Potter in the Saw universe?
Harry Potter in the Saw universe. Oh my, what's this thing? Not good. Not good. Let me think about this for a second. See, I think it would be more fun to get, like, my brain immediately goes to like put the normal like superhero in the other superhero universe, but I want to break that. I want to be more creative than that. And technically, the Marvel superheroes can actually exist in the Star Wars universe. I don't know if you guys have thought about that for a second, but if you think about it, like a long time ago in a galaxy far, far
anything
away.
can exist in the Star Wars universe.
Exact. Anything that exists in our world can exist in that world.
Yeah.
Which is kind of mind blowing. And I really hope that there's no such thing as a Star Wars Marvel crossover. I just feel like it would be too cheesy. But having said that, who's a character that I love? And what's a scenario that I love? I think it'd be really interesting to see Marty McFly. Like I said, I wanted to be Marty McFly, but it would be really interesting to see him in like another universe. Like imagine so back in the day, Mark Twain wrote a Yankee in a Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's court, something like that. Connecticut Yankee? I don't know. You might know if you're watching. Anyways, that story was about like a person from our time going back into the King Arthur days. It'd be fun to put like Marty McFly, have Marty McFly and Doc have some adventures, but have them like in the Star Wars universe. Like that would be pretty epic. Because a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, they could travel there in the DeLorean. I'm just saying. So
that's fair.
Yeah. What else? What else would you guys say?
I think I am gonna go Marvel DC because I kind of want Steve Rogers to go over to the DC universe.
Steve Rogers, DC,
and just like talk sense into people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Your
just
mother's names are Martha, guys.
Like, why are you so pissed about this?
Like, yeah, it's a really good point.
Just relax.
And Metropolis and Gotham are both in the United States, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So Captain America can be all about both of those deals.
In the DC movie universe, apparently they're just across the harbor from each other.
That's right. I can see them from over here.
Yeah. A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's court, by the way.
There it is. There it is. Who gave that one out there?
Sarah.
Good job, Sarah. All right, so really quick, we're going to do a break, and then we're going to go into our top 10 spaceships of all time, which is going to be really fun. But the break, I just want to talk about some of the things that we're doing. So we got a new patron this week. So Bryce, thank you so much for becoming a patron. This is a kind of a special patron for us because it's not someone we know personally.
You're not supposed to pull the veil back quite that far, I don't think.
We're not supposed to, yeah, but it's really cool for us to get that. So just really appreciative of you, Bryce. If you're out there watching, thank you so much. It's really exciting to have you on board. And I just sent Bryce a message this morning. So just like Jim did, where he gave us a bunch of questions to go with, you guys can direct the show how you want it to go, and we'll take it down that direction. So hopefully you guys are letting us know what you want to see, and we're coming up with that content. Let us know how we can shift or change it. If you don't want to see me on the show anymore, let Daryl know.
Don't put that on me.
We also have, what else we have? We just had 2 Wonder Woman podcasts come out. So we had a Wonder Woman podcast just digging deeper into the film itself. Both of our wives were on that podcast, so it was really fun. And then we had our Disney Pixar bracket challenge, which was super fun. We had Josh and Angie from Network 1901 on that show, and that actually now has the second most viewed video of the Story Geeks now.
Until this one comes out.
Well, maybe, but that one actually got it actually showed up in the searches and stuff, which is kind of cool.
Hey, nice.
Also, our second Wonder Woman podcast. It's hard to say. Our second Wonder Woman podcast was specifically about costuming.
Yeah.
And we had a really cool Patreon video coming out on that. So hopefully you guys saw that. If you're a patron, hopefully you guys saw that video on Patreon as well, where we went into costumes from other universes.
Audio
Only.
Yes.
Yeah, it's audio only. All those podcasts were audio only. Just the Disney Pixar bracket challenge was video. We were off this Thursday with a live show because I had a day job event that I had to be at. We should be back this Thursday.
We will be back this Thursday.
We will be back this Thursday. So be sure to check that out, 7:30.
Do you want to say
Thursday
what we're going
night.
to talk about?
Yeah, what are we going to talk about?
Well, speaking of the Disney Pixar bracket challenge.
Yes.
This coming Thursday for our live show, we are going to do another bracket challenge. And I'm trying to stall so I can kind of show it to you here, but the Wi-Fi in here is not good. So I don't know if you can see this, but this is the Marvel Studios Heroes versus Villains bracket battle. as we're calling it.
Bracket battle.
Yes. So we're going to put this up on Facebook and Twitter in the next couple days here. So you'll have a chance to look at it ahead of time, figure out who you want to root for, and then come to that live show on Thursday, 7:30 as usual, and we will dive into this and power through it.
And it's going to be super intense because there's a lot of really good matchups, like from round one.
There's a lot of really good characters. So.
Yeah. And this is all because we're going to go into sort of a little bit of an Infinity War series. So obviously Infinity War is coming out a week from yesterday. And so on Tuesday night, any time on Tuesday you want to watch it or listen to it, we have a podcast coming out with Bobby Nash from the ESO network. Bobby has this like plethora of Marvel knowledge. And we talked about a lot about Infinity War and about we're kind of like doing another get ready for Infinity War, kind of like we did for Black Panther. And it's just a way for you to kind of remember where everything is in the universe, remember where some of the characters are, become aware of what's in the comics to a certain degree, so that you can be prepared when you go to see Infinity War next week.
And we kind of looked back at some of our favorite moments in the MCU from the past 10 years.
Yep.
And
a lot of that. So it's kind of a catch-up episode in some
It's a celebration.
It's a celebration.
A celebration of the MCU.
It's a celebration
thus far
of the character Hulk in his early movies. No, it's not that. We don't actually like those movies as much. Anyway, so you guys ready to get into the top 10 spaceships of all time? By the way, if you want to become a Patreon supporter, probably the easiest way to do that is to go to patreon.com and just search for the Story Geeks, and we'll show up there. So be sure to do that because we take a lot of suggestions from our patrons. Thank you, Jim, for all of these suggestions. And now we have a few visuals for you today. Hopefully you can see this well. Daryl's going to cruise back over to the YouTube so I can kind of line it up correctly. But these are Daryl and I's top 10 spaceships of all time. There's a lot of Star Wars spaceships in here, but they're not only Star Wars spaceships. We need to hear your votes as well. So here, I'll try and get this as close as I can to here.
Move our decorations out of the way here.
So,
you can't see them anyway, I don't think.
So we're going to give... there we go. Yeah, you guys can see that pretty well. It could be better, but we're
You can tell what that is.
You can tell what it is, right?
That's a Star Destroyer.
So we're going to give ours, but we want to know what yours are too. So number 10. What would come in at number 10 for you on the spaceships list?
I have to bring up my notes.
No,
I can just
you don't have to because you have...
That's right.
Well, Jay says... The Pelican.
Yeah, it's on a delay here, so you can't just look over here.
I'm looking over there
and see what
is
you're doing. You got to wait like 7 seconds at least.
I got to stall. Yeah, no. No, the Pelican. So the Pelican is a dropship from Halo. And it is a super cool looking dropship. One of the things you're going to see consistently in my ship choices is that they're all kind of like these bulky looking kind of like gunship looking ships. So that's mine.
Okay.
That's mine at number 10. At Daryl's number 10 is...
The Milano.
The Milano.
Right? That's what you did? There it is.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, I love that ship. It gets destroyed a lot, but I love it.
It's very sleek looking.
It is.
Got a very nice paint job.
It's very cool looking. Looks kind of like a bird of prey, sort of.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. So those are our top 10. By the way, I just snuck a glance in here, and I saw that Mary said that Vision got robbed in the poll we did.
We agree.
I totally agree.
We agree. We would have
gone Vision too.
So what she's talking about is when we were making our bracket challenge for the Marvel bracket. I mean, it's not super scientific. We'll be honest with you. I built most of it myself. So if someone you love is not on there, I'm sorry. But I was debating between Vision, Falcon, and Scarlet Witch.
Yes.
There was only one slot left. So we threw it out to you guys, and you all voted for Falcon.
Yeah.
We would have voted for Vision.
With Mary.
But we went with what you said.
Yeah. You guys win, we lose. There's no losers here. We're all winners. But we lost.
Vision's the loser. Well, no, Scarlet Witch is the loser. Nobody voted for Scarlet Witch. Everybody hates the Scarlet Witch.
By the way, I saw a really funny meme, and it was Vision. He was wearing a beanie. He's like, "So Thanos, there's nothing to see here." That's funny. I don't know who did that, but that was a funny meme. So what are some of the ships that we got coming in here?
Okay, we've got 3 in here so far. I'm assuming these are your number 10s, guys.
Yeah, number 10.
Mary Baldwin says Serenity, which is the ship from Firefly and the movie Serenity.
Might show up on one of our lists.
Spoiler alert. Cody says the Tiger's Claw. I don't know that one. What's that from?
Oh, I believe that's from Wing Commander.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's going way back in the day. If anybody knows and played Wing Commander as a game, props to you, because I played it as a kid and I loved it.
I didn't play it. I saw part of the Freddie Prinze Jr. movie. Emphasize part.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't get through
I saw all of it in the theater because that's how much I love that game.
Video game adaptation.
Yeah. So yeah, he says Wing Commander. That's perfect.
Yeah. Chris Wetzel says how do you pronounce that? Sulaco from Aliens.
Ooh, I have an alien ship on mine too.
Is that the drop ship? Is that the one that takes all the Marines down to?
I don't think so, because I think that's the one I have on mine.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Mark Hamill was in Wing Commander 3. Yes. Can you believe that? So Wing Commander 3.
Sulaco. That's how you pronounce it.
Sulaco. Okay.
Sulaco.
Wing Commander 3 was one of those games where it had all of the full motion video sequences, and then you would have an answer to pick. So you could be like a total jerk, or you could be like a nice person, and you played as Mark Hamill, and it was pretty amazing.
Anytime you can play as Mark Hamill, that works.
Here we go. Number 9. Get your number 9 votes in.
Number 9.
My number 9 is the Cheyenne from Aliens. I had to remember what it is. I don't remember. It's super high tech.
I could put my phone here on reverse so that we can.
There you go. We have to lean around the corner. Yeah, we're so high tech.
This is awesome.
The Cheyenne. So the
but
Cheyenne.
Now you have to read it backwards.
Yeah, I know. I think I'll remember the names, hopefully. But Cheyenne is the ship. This is basically like the drop ship / gun ship, as you can see from all the missiles and stuff on it. So I thought that was super cool looking, and that's also from Aliens. So with the Chris Wetzel choice.
Excellent.
So Daryl's choice is.
I'm gonna look over here. Oh, it's Vader's TIE Fighter from A New Hope. I always loved that one. When I was a kid, I was fascinated by the fact that the wings went in instead of just being flat.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was super cool. And then when it spins off in the end of the movie,
it's like spinning away.
Yeah.
It's a bad situation.
And he's like, no! Oh, sorry, that was a different movie.
He does that all the time.
My bad. My bad.
That's a good one. I like that one a lot. That's a good choice. By the way, Daryl and I have very few of the same answers, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So what are some of their number 9s?
We have Cody, who says Moya from Farscape.
Oh,
Farscape had some cool ships. I never watched that show, but I saw lots of commercials and pictures and stuff like that.
I always wanted to watch Babylon 5, and I never did.
I bet you still could.
Probably. It's probably on Netflix or something.
Mary says Colonial Viper.
Oh,
I support that.
Colonial Viper is cool.
I for sure support that.
You know what my favorite part of the Colonial Viper is? The way that it launches out of those bays.
Yes.
That is sick.
Yes.
I love that.
We might talk about that more later.
We might.
Jim Baldwin says Reza from Dark Matter.
I haven't seen that show yet.
I haven't either.
I gotta check that out.
That's all we have so far.
Okay. Let's go to our number 8s. My number 8 is the Republic gunship. So I dig so you can see this kind of trend. Does it have guns that I would like to fly in it? Yeah, so it has the turrets. It carries troops, drops troops off. We see Yoda in it at the end of Attack of the Clones. We see CG Yoda in it.
So with the opening in the middle?
It has the opening in the middle.
All right.
I dig that. Now, I don't think they go into space all that often, so that may be me bending the rules a little bit.
That's just an airplane, dude.
Exactly.
It's not a spaceship.
So it might just be an airplane. It might be an actual ship. I don't know. But that was mine. So what's Daryl's?
Dreadnought.
The Dreadnought.
Dude, when I saw Last Jedi and that thing popped up, I was like, that is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I love that thing.
Use the ventral cannons. And they're like, the ventral cannons are hot, sir. I was like, oh my gosh, dude. A ventral cannon is firing at you? That is bad news. I don't even know what that is. It sounds bad. Anyways, I couldn't even get a cool shot of it. I don't know why there's no cool shots of it online. So I'm like, oh, those are the guns from it. So I'll just use that.
Oh, I just picture that moment when it just when it warps in from hyperspace,
Which is awesome.
It's just
yeah, it is a giant ship too. Very cool.
So cool. We have Geonosis. Oh, why can't I remember what Geonosis is from?
Geonosis, well, the planet in Star Wars is Geonosis.
Yeah, but we're talking about ships. There's a ship called Geonosis.
I don't know that one either.
Chris, tell us what it is. I feel like I should know. Cody says Battlestar Galactica. That's
Okay.
a wonderful ship.
The capital ship. That ship is shocking that it is still in one piece. It's like the Cylons, especially that one episode where the Cylons follow him
gets
every
hit a
single thing.
lot.
It is getting pummeled constantly.
Yes.
It's a good thing that they had like good engineers, because if they had like Scotty on there, Scotty'd be like,
Yeah.
I give up already.
Yeah. I just can't do it.
Yeah, I just can't save this damn ship.
Why did you hire me?
Exactly.
Yeah. Which Battlestar Galactica, Cody? I'm curious. Is it the original or the
Or
the reboot?
series.
Put that in there. Let us know. We also have Romulan Warbird. Those are cool. Mary says Romulan
Yeah, the one
Warbird.
with the wing on the side.
Mhm.
The guns and stuff. Yeah.
Chris was talking about the planet Geonosis. He clarifies that.
Hmm.
Captain Akron says Independence Day alien fighter that Will Smith pilots. Those are pretty cool.
That is not bad.
Yeah.
That is not bad at all.
And he says good times.
Excellent. Should we see what our number 7s are?
Do it.
All right. Coming in at number 7 for me is the Millennium Falcon.
7?
Yeah, can you believe that? Coming in at number 7. It's not even in my top
7?
5. It's not even in my top 5.
Indiana Jones doesn't have a spaceship. You know that, right?
I'm gonna say this.
And they never made a movie with aliens.
My number 1 is from Star Wars, and if you can guess it, it'll be shocking.
Shocking.
There's no way that
I'm
you're
gonna try.
gonna guess what my favorite ship from Star Wars is.
I'm gonna try.
So yeah, I mean, how can you go wrong with the
I have a
Millennium
guess.
Falcon?
I have 2 guesses.
Not. Yeah, we'll do it when we get there.
I know.
Before I
I'm
reveal
just
it.
telling you.
All right. So what is yours? Let's see what yours is.
My number 7 is the Enterprise. Did you put the right one on here?
Enterprise.
No, you didn't.
The new Enterprise?
Come on, man.
The new Enterprise.
I sent you a note. I clarified.
Oh, you did? What did you say? What did you
Yes.
say?
Specifically, I'm probably from Star Trek fans. I'm gonna take some crap for this, I bet. But
The new one?
I like the one from Star Trek Into Darkness.
Oh, you know what? I saw a picture of that one and it said "Into Darkness" in this large lettering. I'm like, fine, I'm not gonna use that one. You'd be surprised
This is
how
the
hard
next
it is.
generation one. This is the one that has the weird, it's like someone just rolled an iron over it in the middle. It's all just like flattened out. It has no dimensions.
I like it. What's your favorite USS
Wait, Mary says
Enterprise?
this is that's not next generation? I think that is next generation, isn't it?
I don't know.
If it's not, Mary, tell us which one that is.
I'm not much of a Trekkie. I mean, I like it, but I don't know it well enough to know.
It looks like next generation.
Who knows? Who knows?
Well, Star Trek fans know.
So that's yours.
Yeah, and I'm thinking of, okay, Jim says it is the next generation.
The next generation. There it is.
I'm thinking specifically of the moment in Into Darkness when you see that the Enterprise is in the ocean.
Oh
and
yeah,
it
yeah.
rises
oh,
out.
that is
I
super
love that
cool.
moment.
Yeah. I do love that moment too.
So.
That's awesome.
And also, this one didn't make my list, but the bigger Federation ship that the bad guy uses to fight the Enterprise in that movie.
Yeah.
I like that thing too because that's like
That's
like a big badass version of another ship that you're used to.
Yeah.
Which is kind of why I like the Dreadnought.
I dig that too.
Because it's like a cooler Star Destroyer. So.
Says you. I like Star Destroyers.
Dreadnought's way cooler. It has ventral cannons or whatever it is you were saying.
We are
before.
going to have a... The only thing I don't understand about Star Destroyers is why do they put that giant globe thing on the top of them right next to where all the officers are, that if you just shoot it, the entire ship blows up. It's like, it has this giant target on it. It's like, shoot the Epcot ball on top of the ship. And
that's what Rogue One 2 is going to be about, apparently. That'll explain why they did that.
Yes.
They'll make a whole movie to explain the little ball.
Rogue
in the middle.
1, 2.
Yeah.
I like that. And we'll learn that Diego Luna just was able to escape by himself.
Yeah. He's immune to explosions.
He used Jim as a cover.
Yeah.
He's like, I love you, but...
Oh, it's not okay.
Yeah, it's not okay, but he did kill that dude in the beginning of the film. I don't know.
You know what else is not okay?
What's that?
Chris Wetzel says the Event Horizon.
Oh man, I knew somebody was gonna say it.
It's not okay.
Had to do it. He had to do it.
No, the ship is cool.
Yeah, that's true.
The movie is evil, but the ship is cool.
That's true. That's true.
Monty says Jay's top spaceship is in episode 1 where little Anakin and R2-D2 is wreaking havoc on everybody.
The Jedi Starfighter does not show up anywhere on my, or the Naboo Starfighter, I should say. The Naboo Starfighter does not show up anywhere on my list, and it is atrocious and should not be involved in any Star Wars film ever.
That's pretty clear.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's number 1. Just kidding. It's not.
He said you'd never guess it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
What else we got on there?
Let's see. There was one shout out for the Prometheus from Stargate.
Ooh, look at this. Jim Baldwin came in with that one.
With Slave One.
Yeah, it's a great ship.
Which one is that?
We'll get to that. We'll get to that soon, actually.
My bad. Klingon Bird of Prey. Those are cool.
Klingon Bird of Prey is
lots of Star Trek love when you talk about ships. They do have good ships.
They have some great ships.
They're very creative.
That's right. Not as cool as blasters, though. They're phasers.
They're always on stun, so what's the point?
That's true.
It's like you never hear them say, set phasers to kill.
You see them like, too, they're just like, should I set it to stun or kill this thing? Stun. Anyways, Star Wars fan making fun of Star Trek. All right, should we go to number 6?
Sure.
Okay, my number 6 is the B-Wing. I dig the B-Wing.
Oh, the B-Wing.
I know the B-Wing is not what you hear from people as being one of their favorites, but I love the B-Wing fighter. The fact that it's like not symmetrical is actually super cool to me. And it's got the thing on top that twirls, and I love that too. I just think that's a super cool ship.
I messed it up.
No, you get out. I'll fix it.
Okay.
So that's mine. B-Wing fighter, which is like a kind of like a medium fighter, I believe. Let's see what Daryl's is. Daryl's is
I went with the Ranger from Interstellar.
Does this thing go in space, or is this an
airplane? It starts in space. It's a shuttle to go from space to the planet.
Is it?
It's like a landing module.
I will admit that it looks super cool.
And it surfs.
It does.
Which is awesome.
It's like a catamaran spaceship.
But it just looks so cool. I mean, look at that.
It does.
Look how sleek that is.
Yeah, it does look cool.
It's awesome.
It looks like a sea-going vessel that would be the enemy of Kit from Knight Rider.
Kit from Knight Rider.
Doesn't it look like that? It looks. I
would watch that.
I would watch that too.
Ranger versus Kit.
Ranger versus Kit. Self-aware Ranger versus Kit.
Well, TARS could be flying it.
True. And then also we would have who would be the voice of Ranger, self-aware Ranger?
Cumberbatch.
Yeah. Or Hiddleston, maybe.
Cumberbatch.
One of those two. Yeah. I will destroy you, Kit.
Or Nathan Fillion.
It's like funny.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? What else have we got on the list at number 6?
Got lots of love for A-Wing on this one. Chris Wetzel agrees with B-Wing. He says it needs more screen time.
Yes, definitely agree.
Monty now wants to see a top Cars countdown, so we could do that.
Like future Cars?
Yeah, we can do Cars.
But isn't the DeLorean like number 1 kind of de facto?
Well, now we don't need to do it, do we? You just
wanted
it.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
I can think of a better car.
I don't know if the DeLorean would be my number 1. I bet I could think of something else.
I don't know.
Mary Baldwin says Z Frank. Z Frank.
I don't know who that. I don't know what that is.
Are you just trying to get us to say strange words?
If that's the starship from Earth Girls Are Easy, then that's a great plug for our Goldbluming podcast.
And if it's not, that's the most random thing you've ever said.
I know.
Oh, Z Frank. He does the voiceovers for True Facts. He's hysterical.
Oh, for the voice for the Ranger, of course. Yep.
All right,
let's see what came in. We're going to get into the top 5 now. Let's see what came in at 5.
Oh, wait. Captain Akron says Spaceball 1 or Mega Maid.
Dude, why didn't I think of any of those?
Mega Maid.
That's fantastic. That is fantastic.
That is a good one.
Excellent. All right, my number 5. Oh, yes! The Terran Battlecruiser from StarCraft.
Oh, okay.
I have a lot of games.
You do?
Gaming ships.
I didn't know you were such a gamer.
Oh, man. So I used to play StarCraft all the time, and these ships were amazing because they were outside the range of turrets. So you could bring in a battle cruiser and just start attacking turrets from far away. They didn't actually look that cool in the in-game graphics, but the cinematics, as you can tell from this shot here, the cinematics make them look amazing. So it's kind of like a big capital ship. It's kind of like a warship. I dig it.
Cool.
I dig it. That's my number 5. What's your number 5?
I haven't played enough video games to know like video game ships.
Yeah.
Mine would be like something from Super Mario Brothers or something. It wouldn't be that cool.
Mario
ship.
Kart. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yours is Luke's X-Wing.
Luke's X-Wing. Yeah, I said Luke's X-Wing. I mean, X-Wings in general, but Luke's has a special place in my heart.
What is it? TF something? TF 40 something? I don't know.
Don't know.
Cody will know for sure. He'll be with us.
But that's what I went with.
Yeah, and I was actually... I mean, Luke's X-Wing is pretty phenomenal because... I love the Rebellion's ships because they have to take care of them. So the Empire like is like flying Priuses around, right? Like they don't have a lot of protection. Like
Priuses.
they're just flying around like they're kind of like zippy here and there. But that's about
the
all they got
Empire
going.
is very green. They're worried about the environment.
One good thing you can say about the
very
Empire.
fuel conservative.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. Unlike the Republic, I guess the Separatists, who landed on Naboo and just started destroying forests. No, the Empire blends in, man. They get speeder bikes, so they don't have to tromp on the foliage. But Luke's X-Wing is something you got to take care of. It's like an old muscle car, right? You see an old muscle car on the road out here?
Yeah.
You got to take care of this thing. This thing is like it can take a beating, but you can just keep going.
That's right.
I dig it. I like it a lot. It's a good
Cool.
answer. What do other people have?
We have some love for the Death Star from Mary. Jim says the Draconian Marauder from Buck Rogers in the 25th century.
Ooh, I'm going to look that up. That sounds awesome.
You never saw Buck Rogers? With the little robot running around going bitty 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 bitty.
No, never saw
I
that.
forget his name. It's like Cookie or something.
All right,
Something
Cookie.
random.
Let's go save the planet.
Cody says Luke's X-Wing is a T-65B.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, T-65. And then he also says that Kylo's ship, the Silencer, is on his list.
That's pretty cool.
It's a great ship. It has the thing, the wings that kind of come down and stuff.
Tweaky. That's the name of the robot.
Tweaky.
Not Cookie. Tweaky. Is it Tweaky or Twinkie? That's right. I mean, he knows his stuff. It's probably Tweaky.
It's probably Tweaky, yeah.
Do not question Jim Baldwin when it comes to classic
What's wrong with
sci-fi.
you, robot? He's like, I'm Tweaky. All right. Good for you. All right. Next up.
Number 4.
Number 4. This one came up earlier.
Oh, yeah.
One
I
of-
almost put that on my list.
One of my favorites. Slave 1.
I didn't know what the name of it was. I would have just said Boba Fett ship.
Yeah. There's a really funny joke on Robot Chicken. I almost don't feel comfortable saying it, but you should go watch the Robot Chicken episode because it's really funny. I think it's offensive, but it is really, really funny about this ship. But this ship is great. I mean, it's a smaller ship, so it's probably about the size and makeup of a B-wing, maybe a little bit bigger than a B-wing because it looks like it has capacity to store stuff on the ship.
I always felt like it looked like an elephant with weird ears.
An elephant?
Like when it tilts downward, you know, like it's got the trunk here and then the things
kinda
on
true.
the offshoot are like little ears.
That's kind of true. I will say that it does have one of the worst scenes ever involving Slave 1 is when Baby Boba is like firing guns and stuff in it. That's just no good. But
Baby Boba.
I do love this. I do love this ship. What's yours? Let's see what yours is.
Boba. Mine is the Viper.
Oh, Colonial Viper.
Yeah, so okay, this one. Okay, yeah, that's a classic one. I also really dig the Stealth Viper from the reboot of Battlestar Galactica. It was all black.
Oh yeah.
It was the one that Apollo
yeah.
flew and it could get through all the sensors and stuff like that.
That's cool.
But man, I love Battlestar Galactica ships. The Vipers are so cool. That's a big part of my childhood right there. Probably bigger than Star Wars.
Would you say that the Viper is the Corvette of the Battlestar Galactica world? Because it kind of feels like that. It kind of feels like it looks like a kind of a Corvette. It actually, one of the things I like about the ships in Battlestar is it actually looks like they've made the transition from aircraft to spacecraft. Like some of the big capital ships actually look like they're kind of more like aviation type ships. These look like fighters. These look like fighter jets to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But they're more structured for space.
Yeah.
Which I think is super cool.
And the ones in the reboot, at least, are like super agile because they've got boosters all over the place and they can flip around and do all kind of stuff.
Totally cool. That's a great series. If
wanna
you
watch
have
that
not
again.
seen that series, you should watch that series. There's a couple rough episodes in season 2 because they didn't decide when they were going to end. And then once you get past that, is it season 2 or season 3?
Well, which season is it when they have the whole Starbuck, Apollo,
Yeah, that's the one.
Sam love triangle thing?
It's a bad situation.
Which, if you're a fan of the original series, having Starbuck and Apollo get together, I mean, I know they changed Starbuck's gender, but it's still creepy as hell. I
Yeah,
mean, like,
well,
it's just not right.
those whole character interactions are just odd in that particular film. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Jim loves the Colonial Viper from the original series.
All right.
We got some love for Slave One from Cody. We have the Normandy from Mass Effect 2 from
Ooh.
Chris Wetzel.
Cool.
Mary Baldwin says newer versions of the Enterprise from the more
Nice.
recent films. I agree.
Nice.
Cody also says the Normandy SR2 from Mass Effect. Union class dropship from BattleTech.
I don't even know what BattleTech is, but it sounds awesome. Cool.
And that's it.
Let's go into our top 3. My number 3 is the Star Destroyer.
The wannabe dreadnought.
Oh man. Just whatever you do, put some shielding around these things. For goodness
It
sake.
looks friendly compared to the dreadnought. I mean, this is like, come hang out, have some wine, play chess. Whereas the dreadnought is like, you're dead.
You know what? What does Grand Admiral Thrawn fly in? This guy. No, so here's the thing. It is so iconic, the scenes that this spacecraft shows up in. And I love probably my favorite scene involving a Star Destroyer is in Rogue One, where it's coming out of the shadow of the Death Star. That is just an amazing shot right there.
My favorite shot of a Star Destroyer, and this is not a dig, I'm not trying to fight, this is just true, is the wrecked one on Force Awakens.
Awesome too.
I like that.
That one actually gives you the scope of the size of the thing too,
Yeah.
which is just kind of ridiculous. Because actually, in like A New Hope, and some of the one where they're using models, you actually get a sense that it's a little bit smaller than you do in some of the later films where they're actually able to use CG to kind of show the differences in size. Daryl's top 3. Oh, Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. See, for mine, you had to do it getting attacked. Like, your Millennium Falcon shot was nice and triumphant, and mine's like under fire.
No, so this is what I did. I was like, okay, I have this shot.
But you have it on a planet in the daytime. I like that. That is my favorite use of it. So.
Yeah, and it's also this is the shot from Jakku. And I thought that's cool. You got to showcase both the sequel trilogy and the original trilogy.
True.
So I had to kind of find another.
Yeah.
But you can't go wrong with the Millennium Falcon.
Nope.
I mean, the Millennium Falcon is a fantastic ship. And it's also asymmetrical, which I like that. I like that about ships when they're asymmetrical for some reason.
Yeah.
I just think it's cool.
It is cool. It's good design.
What are some other people saying over here?
Cody says the Serenity, more love for that. Thrawn's Star Destroyer is known as the Chimera. The TARDIS, Jim throws out the TARDIS.
There you go.
That is a cool one.
Time dimensional spaceship.
And then Monty says his number 3 is the Vegatos spaceship with the gravity chamber.
Cool. I've never heard of that one. That's awesome. What is that from, Monty? Let's see here. What do we have coming in at number 2? Oh, yes! Yes! Also from Wing Commander.
Ah, okay.
Also from Wing Commander. This is the ship that I always wanted to fly. And it was it was a little slower, which is a little bit of a bummer, but it had some heavy cannons that you could use. I think it was Tachyon cannons, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, this is back in the day when games were terrible, and they're just like these little sets of pixels.
But you didn't know they were terrible.
Go out. No,
they were
it was
super
amazing.
cool.
Yeah. So I would use this to fight the Dothraki all the time. Wing Commander ship, loved it. It was almost my number 1, and it's really literally almost tied with number 1 for me because I loved this ship. It was really amazing.
I still want to guess your number 1.
I know Cody probably knows what this ship is. I'm not sure if the rest of you know what it is, but Wing Commander, the game, awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
By the way, this is like a cartoon of Wing Commander, obviously, because Wing Commander did not have this good of graphics. It would have been like pixels.
Yeah.
So, Daryl's number 2.
Yeah. Oh, you went with the new one there. That's good.
Yeah, I did.
The Battlestar Galactica. I actually love the old one just as much. I might even like the design of the old one a little bit more.
Oh, really?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say. They're both so cool. But Battlestar Galactica, man, my childhood. I see this thing I can see it like floating through space and hear the dun 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 dun. I can hear the music.
This is like the
I
one
love it
shot
so much.
from the new series where it's not being attacked.
Yeah, it takes a beat.
It is
for
not
sure.
under attack. Yeah, yeah, and it's kind of like the parent ship for all those other like civilian ships that they're going around too.
It's exactly the parent ship.
Yeah, so it's a kind of
It's the
protecting
the
all
home
of them.
base of everything.
That's right.
Love it.
What do we got at number 2 from some of the people?
Let's see. We got some more Millennium Falcon. Jim says a tie between a Star Destroyer and the Millennium Falcon.
All right, dig that. Cody said the Serenity up there.
He says the new Galactica is a lot sleeker, but he'd vote for the original. I might agree.
Okay.
I think I'd probably
Okay.
agree with that. It just has a real special coolness about it.
Yeah.
I might like the new Vipers better, but I think I like the old Battlestar better.
I can dig that.
Yeah. Cody says A-Wing.
A-Wing is number 2.
It's his
All
number
right.
2.
All right, so I want everyone to guess. I'm going to give you one clue. My number 1 ship is from Star Wars, and it is not a ship that probably is on anyone else's list in this entire chat. And if you watch the video later, you're not in the chat right now, you're watching this video and you've stuck with us this far, let me know if this is also your number 1.
Send Jay a text. Here's his phone number. No,
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
kidding.
Oh, great.
I don't know. I might have a guess. And if I'm right, it's pretty crazy because it almost made my list, but it didn't.
Really?
Yeah.
Cody says
But
that the
I don't know if
scimitar,
I'm
that
right.
the rapier is better than the scimitar, and I don't agree. I know that the ship is better to fly in Wing Commander, but I like the other one better.
Okay.
Anakin Pod Racer.
Not a spaceship.
I love the Pod Racers though; those things are awesome. My favorite is not Anakin's. My favorite's actually Sebulba's. Yeah. You know, that's a great sound.
That guy was a jerk.
Slave 1 came in, all right.
Money thinks
that's
it's
awesome.
the Death Star.
The Death Star? It is not the Death Star. I'm gonna give you guys one more clue.
Wait, can I guess before you do?
Yes, you can guess before I do. You get another
Is it-
guess if you get it wrong.
Is it Leia's ship from the beginning of A New Hope?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is what's gonna blow your mind. It is from the prequels.
Oh.
It is from the prequels.
Well, now I just kind of don't care.
Should you do a drum
Is
roll?
Is it the ship that? Is it? I'm just gonna say, is it over and over again? Is it Padme's ship, the reflective one, the one that looks like
Not the one you're
Navigator?
thinking of. It's this one, the J-type barge. It has a very here's why I love it. This is why I dig it.
It looks like old school Tomorrowland from Disneyland.
Exactly. It has a very like spruce goose look to it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And it has a really cool sound to it. It's like boom, 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 boom. It has a cool sound. It's very. So I dig this ship. I think this ship is super well designed.
That's one thing the prequels did well is sound effects.
Oh yeah, sound in the prequels is fantastic.
That's one of like the 5 or 6 things the prequels did well.
Yeah, they did that well, and they did directing Hayden Christensen and Jake Lloyd. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. That was bad. That was bad. They were both good actors. All right, so what else? What else? Yeah, it looks like it's out of the Rocketeer. Yes, Chris Wetzel. Yes, it does look like it's out of the Rocketeer, and I love the vibe of the Rocketeer.
There you go.
There you go.
All right.
So, Daryl's number 1 ship is...
Yeah. Oh, that's a good shot.
Yeah, that's a really good shot.
Serenity. I love Serenity. I feel like there is not a ship in any other movie or TV show or anything that I've seen that is treated more like a character than Serenity
Yes.
is.
That's true. It is like it's like its own character.
I love this ship so much because the writing of the show compels you to love the ship.
Yes. That's a good
So-
point. It's a really good point.
And Star Trek does that too, especially the older stuff with Kirk and the Enterprise. But there's just something special about Malcolm Reynolds and the Serenity.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
love
They
it.
do treat it like it's one of the crew, and it's like it does have its own. I mean, the aesthetic of it is cool too.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, when you're choosing what ship you're gonna use, or like choose as your top 10, there's this weird thing you go through of like my number 1 is all aesthetic, but there's nothing about it that I feel an emotional attachment to.
Yeah.
Unlike Millennium Falcon, which I have lots of emotional attachment to. It looks really cool, but
Dude, the moment. Have you watched Firefly? You
Yeah.
haven't? You have? Okay.
Yeah.
So the moment in the Serenity film when you first see the logo, and then they pan it out, and you're seeing the whole ship for the first time.
Yeah.
That just made me so happy.
Mm.
Because it was so unfair that we lost Firefly when we did. There were so many more good stories to tell.
Very true.
That when the movie got made and you got to see that on the big screen, that was as good as, like, this may sound strange at first, but that was as good as going to see Superman Returns.
Yeah.
Which didn't turn out to be as good as we'd hoped, but when it starts off with the dun 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 and John Williams' score, you know,
Yeah.
that same feeling.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's just, it made me happy.
That's awesome. Cool. Thank you guys for tuning in. That was our top 10 spaceships. Go ahead and actually leave us a comment and just list all of your top 10. In fact, you can wait till this video uploads and you can go back and actually list them there. It'd be great. Before you leave, please click the like button, because every time you get a like, the way that YouTube's algorithm works, if you guys like it, then we're more likely to get more views.
I just clicked it.
Which is great. And you guys do a fantastic job of commenting, and we love you guys for doing that. It's so amazing you guys support us in that way. So thank you for that.
And on a Saturday with no warning whatsoever.
It's
and
like,
there's
hey,
still
we're
so
doing this
many of
live.
you here. This is awesome. So
Yeah.
thank you guys.
Yeah. We weren't going to do a live show, and then but we had to record another video that we're doing for Instagram. So if you don't follow us on Instagram, at the Story Geeks, we're going to do the top 10 ships, but we're going to do a different video for that. Let's just do a live show where we go through with people and then they can give us their opinions too. That'd be more fun. So we did that too. But these will be on Instagram, because we're going to record that video. But also list your top 10, because we want to know what you guys think.